Well, good afternoon, everyone. Premier King, audit recipients, family, friends, students, and staff. Welcome to Holland College Foundation's 13th Annual Distinguished Alumni Awards. My name is Ken Scales, and I'm the Chair of the Board of Directors for the Holland College Foundation, and I'm pleased to officially open today's celebrations. In 1969, Holland College first opened its doors to provide training to Hollanders to meet the demands of a rapidly changing economy. The establishment of the college was a radical departure from the previously existing post-secondary system in PEI and a vital move to ensure the sustainability of the Holland economy. Just over 50 years later, Holland College has more than 45,000 graduates working in Prince Edward Island, throughout Canada, and around the world. They run our daycares, police our communities, provide care in our hospitals, and create food in our restaurants. They build our homes and our businesses. They prepare people to work on our oceans and store our environment. They provide our IT solutions and products, and they support our tourism industry. They are musicians, welders, mechanics, automotive technicians, chefs, healthcare workers, journalists, and plumbers. They work, they lead, they create in just about every field that you can think of. In recognition of the outstanding accomplishments of the college graduates, the Holland College Foundation established the Distinguished Alumni Awards program. These awards are presented annually to Holland College alumni who have demonstrated professional excellence and leadership in public service, business, the environment, community service, the arts, service to Holland College, professional achievement, and our leadership on the local, national, or international level. And we are delighted to be honoring our 13th group of deserving recipients today. They join 38 previous recipients, all of whom you will see recognized throughout the slideshow behind me. Following a public call for nominations issued in the spring of 2020, the Independent Selection Committee was convened, and 3 very deserving individuals we are honoring today were selected. This afternoon is with great pride that we recognize and celebrate the 2020 Distinguished Alumni for their professional and personal achievements. At this time, I'd like to invite Premier King to the podium to say a few words on behalf of the province of Prince Edward Island.
Good afternoon, President Sandy, Holland College Board of Governors, Holland College Foundation Board of Directors, honorees, friends, and family. It is with great pleasure that I am here today to celebrate the accomplishments and to offer thanks and congratulations to Vince, to Don, and to Harvey for their incredible contributions to their fields of work, their communities, and perhaps more importantly, to our province. As leaders and innovators, Vince, Don, and Harvey have excelled. Their impact on our province is immeasurable, and the individuals they have inspired along the way continue to make important contributions to Prince Edward Island economically, socially, and culturally. As Prince Edward Island continues to navigate this global pandemic and set the course to create a stronger and more resilient province, the qualities that these 3 individuals have will be the ones that we should rely on because they will serve us well as we work our way through this. And for many, like these 3, Holland College is a place where those qualities are nurtured. Vince, Don, and Harvey are part of Holland College's ongoing success story, and you offer just a glimpse into the current and future students and the endless possibilities that are in store for those who choose to attend this great institution. Our province's commitment to students and our post-secondary institutions has never been stronger, and it's never been more important as we work together to create the new approaches and solutions to take on the challenges that we are just learning and so many more that we will learn about as we face the future together. As we look towards the new and emerging sectors such as clean technology, we need to ensure that a new generation of leaders and innovators are being taught, and they're going to be taught in places like Holland College. And I have great comfort as a premier in knowing that the individuals who choose this institution and participate in the economy when they leave here, I know we're in good hands because of the education they get here. Together with the help of Holland College and the inspiration of distinguished alumni like today's honorees, these students will be ready for the possibilities ahead and help create a better future for our province. I just want to again say congratulations to the honorees, so very, very well deserved. Such a wonderful legacy you are building. You have much more to give and leave. Continue to inspire those, and because when you do it, that is the exact reason why Prince Edward Island is one of the best places in the world to live, work, and raise a family. So with that, I say thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Premier King. Thank you to all the guests today, special honored guests, our board chair, Sir Penny Walsh-McGuire, our foundation board chair, as Kent as well, we'll go a bit later. But I want to thank you all for coming, and as the Premier said, these ceremonies that we're having the last couple of years are every bit as engaging and wonderful as they used to be prior to COVID. But we do have things a little bit differently simply because of of what we're doing. And big thanks to Premier King and his leadership, and Heather Morrison and all the people who are making the island safe as it is. Yes, we've had some COVID, but we managed it very well. I think that today I have my colleagues in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, who we meet with virtually every 2 weeks or so, and spoke to them yesterday, and so wishing them all the best. During the virus, the colleges work together in a group of 7, and learning from one another, and along with the universities, I think we've done our very best to move our economy forward, and so a lot of challenges. The Holland College Foundation Distinguished Alumni Awards. As Dennis mentioned, we've been going on for a number of years here. You see the picture behind me. These are the people, the men and women who have made our economy go here in PEI and outside PEI for the past 51 years of Holland College's existence. These graduates have demonstrated professional excellence, leadership in their communities and their industries on a local, national, and international level, and all 3 awardees tonight are of that nature. The recipients have brought great honor to the college and are excellent examples to our student population. And we'll have our students up a little bit later making the introductions, and they'll reflect their experiences. The award itself is a unique handcrafted island sandstone sculpture commissioned from Georgetown by PEI sandstone artist Peter Llewellyn. Some of you may know an old friend of mine, great going back 2009. They're handmade, and therefore they're very good from year to year, making them all unique, and they're unique just like our recipients are unique. The sculpture is Blue Heron, and we all know that the Blue Heron is the capital, PEI's Blue Heron capital of North America. And we want to give our recipients a piece of art that was uniquely PEI, just like Holland College is uniquely PEI. So, we'll be presenting the awards in alphabetical order by last name, beginning with Vince McKenna. And to introduce our recipients, as I mentioned, we're pleased that current students represent the programs and faculties that each of our honorees graduated. So, Jeremy Duan is a first-year Computer Information Systems program student from Charlottetown PEI, and I'll ask Jeremy to come up and read Vince's citation.
Good afternoon. And I would like to introduce Vince McKenna, programmer and analyst, 1984. Vince developed a strong work ethic through the McKenna family business. After receiving a business degree and following a short period with an accounting firm, Vince enrolled in and completed the Programmer Analyst program at Holland College. Vince is an IT entrepreneur and has taken a number of businesses from startup to maturity. Vince joined Deltaware Systems as a partner in 1994. In both 2002 and 2006, he, along with his 2 partners, received the Premier's IT Entrepreneurship Award, and in 2006, Vince was a finalist for the regional Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year. In 2014, Under Vince's direction, Delaware once again received the Premier's IT Entrepreneurship Award and the Workplace Excellence Award through the Greater Charlottetown Area Chamber of Commerce. Prior to joining Delaware, Vince was a founding partner and consultant with online support and also served as a director and general manager of PEI. Vince is an active and committed community volunteer and served as a director and president of Innovation and Technology Association of Prince Edward Island, and most recently on the QEH Friends for Life campaign cabinet as the Queens County Business Lead. Additionally, he has been involved in raising money for the Pono Rink, amateur sports, and the Heart and Stroke Association. Vince lives in Stratford, PEI with his wife Rosemary, and it is now my pleasure to call upon Vince McKenna to say a few words.
Thanks very much, Jeremy. That's you read that pretty quick. That's 35 plus years. Chairman Kent, Chairman Dennis, President Sandy, I want to say congratulations first on Harvey and Ron for their recognitions here today. The one thing that we, although the three of us come from very different backgrounds, the one thing that we do have in common is a solid foundation that our Holland College programs provided us to get our careers going. So this event here today is certainly a real nice touch, classy touch that the college puts on for some graduates. So thank you very much. Now I don't know if you saw that, but there's that's a big picture. There's a class picture up there. We happen to be I believe, the second year going through the IT program here at the college. So that picture was from the early 80s, and although the wardrobe might have been a little bit odd, what I wanted to point out there when I saw that picture, I actually didn't know that I had it, was the insight that the college had to be able to start an IT educational stream. That for our emerging, it was barely an emerging market at that time, IT. So just to put that into some context for people, is a company that you've all heard of, Microsoft. It didn't go public until 1986. So that's what Holland College does. It identifies those things, and it's the hallmark of the organization to be able to get out front and have resources available for industry. Now, the IT program that I took actually was a perfect fit for me. There was lots of hands-on and lots of opportunities to do leadership and projects and stuff. So I got a good bit of skills that from that. But one unexpected skill that I did get was to learn to type. Now, some people may know this, but we started off, I guess that's what they had here, the typing program, was these manual typewriters. My hands were very thick from working at potatoes and so whatnot. But those are the typewriters that the strike hammer seemed to always jam for me. But anyways, the lessons did the trick, and by the time we moved over to the Commodore computer, that was the big computer of choice at the time, to take the typing test, it was quite amazing how I improved in speed and accuracy. And that was most invaluable over the years in my industry. Just as the program was kind of wrapping up, the potato board, PEI potato board, reached out and hired me to come in and do the systems for you. That was, the timing was good. I just wrapping up the program, big green, full of energy, and they gave me a chance. They didn't have any IT systems there, so it was great to be able to take that on. And we got the systems implemented that they needed to have. And it gave me a lot of confidence, the confidence then to go out and start a business, and fortunate enough, the potato board was my first customer. Any success that I've had, I'd have to say it was a shared success. I had great partners for nearly 25 years at Delaware, and Mike at Delaware and McKenna were great guys. We had phenomenal staff, and we had great customers and partners all the way.
Work was very enjoyable. In fact, I'd say some other days it wasn't even work. It was just that good. I'm retired now, but the good thing is that there's a legacy, ultimate legacy there, and the group is carrying on. They're growing, and it's all here in PEI. I'd like to thank my family. I know my wife Rose she was the anchor of the household, so it allowed me to go and spend my time at work, which was great to grow the business, but there were times that they had to tell me that there's more to life than work, particularly those 85-degree temperatures in the summertime, so thank them for that. And I'd just like to wrap up with a closing note to recognize the work that Gloria and her team at Holland College has done. It's amazing you guys pull this off seamlessly, and we know times are not as easy in COVID times. So thank you very much for the award and recognition.
I'm glad you mentioned Ed and Mike. I play hockey twice a week at noontime, and the president of our league is Mike Hennessy, and he told me today I didn't mention his name, he wasn't going to let me play anymore, so take care of that, Vince. Yeah, I noticed in the picture she's got a little bit older, but he hasn't got any taller. Our second nominee, Don, we're going to bring someone up from the second year practical nursing program, Kenzie Lung. Could you come up and introduce Don for us, please?
Hello, everybody. I would like to introduce Dawn Rix-Moore. 25 years ago, Dawn graduated as a member of the first cohort of Holland College Nursing Assistant Program students. Since then, she has served in many roles throughout the Prince Edward Island healthcare system. In 2008, Dawn began work as a practice consultant for the PEI regulatory body, and more recently, in 2016, became the executive director of what is now known as the College of Licensed Practical Nurses of Prince Edward Island. In her role as executive director, Dawn provides support and leadership to all provincial LPNs, serves on many provincial and national committees, and demonstrates a passion for the enhancement of healthy public policy. Dawn has been instrumental in the province's implementation of the Regulated Health Professions Act and has worked tirelessly to educate all stakeholders on the RHPA. In addition to performing her job at an exemplary level, Dawn demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to her professional community as well as to the safety and well-being of the general public. She was involved in the Health PEI Nursing Strategy Steering Committee, which created the Health PEI Nursing Strategy 2017 to 2020. Dawn also serves on the Board of Directors for the National Nursing Assessment Service and on the Council of Canadian Council for Practical Nursing Regulators. She lives in Tyne Valley with her husband Jason and children Quinn, Turner, Elliot, and Fletcher. Please welcome Dawn Rix-Moore to the podium. I'm not as smart as Vince. I have more notes in front of me, so bear with me, everyone. I'm honored to be here today, and I'm grateful to be a recipient of this award in the company of Vince and Harvey. Thank you to the Holland College Foundation, Gloria Woldridge, student chefs at the Culinary Institute, and everyone else who has made this year's event special while adhering to the public health safety measures. In preparing my speech, I reflected back to my first days as a student. I was 21 and walking to campus carrying an extremely heavy nursing textbook full of very graphic images and various anatomical parts and unheard of conditions. I remember being terrified when I learned I would be required to make an occupied bed. For those of you with a non-nursing background, that meant I would need to demonstrate that I could change and remake a bed with military precision while the client remained in the bed. Now I know that this would undoubtedly be the easiest skill I would master, but at the time, my mother can attest, I was not good at making my empty bed at home. I also remember spending hours studying anatomy and physiology and medical terminology, using cue cards, and testing my newly found knowledge with my roommate Sue while watching ER on Thursday nights.
but mostly I remember the people and the relationships. Holland College structured our program with a classroom that reflected people with diverse backgrounds, ages, and life experiences. My education benefited from this environment. Our learning managers, Sylvia Poirier and Paula Gauthier, shared their collective wisdom and experience to illustrate and make real the conditions, procedures, and assessments in that very heavy textbook I was carrying around. Months spent studying nursing theory, honing skills in the lab, and researching patients gave way to our first of many clinical and preceptorship experiences, all the while coached and bolstered by the many clinical instructors supporting our program. Over the course of the program, the learning managers and clinical instructors ensured that myself and my colleagues successfully demonstrated the necessary skills, knowledge, and abilities to become safe, competent, and ethical practitioners. Holland College has continued to improve, respond to trends, and evolve the practical nursing program over the last 25 years. That has never been more evident than over the last year as the program responded to the COVID-19 pandemic and ensured the practical nursing students met the necessary program outcomes and graduated from programs where they were able to join the LPN profession as an intrinsic part of the Canadian healthcare system. It goes without saying that I would not be where I am today without the support of my family. My parents provided me with the absolute best possible start in life and have continued to support myself, my husband, and my 4 rambunctious children. For the first half of my career, I worked at Prince County Hospital. I worked shift work, odd hours, and lots of holidays. In later years, I began commuting 2.5 hours a day to work and traveling frequently across North America. My husband, Jay, took this in stride, all the while managing busy careers as a fisherman and a plumber, and he's another Holland College graduate, by the way. We have 4 wonderful independent children, and I'm extremely proud of our partnership and the family that we've grown. In closing, I'm thankful that the doors of Holland College were open to me. My experience here helped to create the strong foundation that formed the basis of my professional life. I'm very proud to be a Holland College alumni. Thank you, everyone.
Congratulations again, Don, and if there's one thing that the COVID virus has shown us, it's how the critical lens up to our public institutions and particularly our health institutions, and just showing us just what a key role that our health professionals, doctors, nurses, LPNs, resident care workers, respiratory therapists play. So again, congratulations, and I know having Sylvia and Paula. Sylvia was our registrar for many years after that. Paula was here for many years, so a very high quality care and great tradition. So congratulations again. Sean D'Amato is going to introduce Harvey, so Paul and Sean.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to introduce Harvey Stewart, graduated Alumni in 1978. In 1989, Harvey took charge of A.E. Stewart, a heavy equipment and construction business, following the sudden death of his brother Alan. He grew the business to be very successful in the potato and fishing industry, and it became a true asset to many small businesses in our area, employing many from the local area. In 1999, Harvey and his team were approached to provide a solution for a customer who was having issues with trailers tipping over. It was then that Harvey saw a live bottom trailer was a solution. He recognized there was a market for them, and as a result, Sharp River Industries was incorporated in 2001 and opened in April 2002. Sharp River Industries has grown immensely over the past 17 years. It started with 6 employees and now employs over 100 people, many of whom are Holland College graduates. Harvey is known in his community to help others in need. He has been active for more than 40 years in the West Point Fire Department, distributing a great deal to its growth, and is heavily involved in several major fundraisers for the fire department. He works tirelessly to improve the fire hall, trucks, and equipment, helping to ensure the safety of the firefighters and the community in which he lives. He has also been a part of the West Point development company, as well as minor hockey, and has served on the board of the Lawyer and Resources West. Harvey lives in West Point with his wife Carolyn. Their 2 sons now run the family business, and her daughter works with PFL and lives in Halifax. I would now like to call upon Harvey Stewart to say a few words.
Very good, thank you. Good afternoon. I'm very honored to be here today. It all started back, I guess, in January when Gloria contacted me, and when I was talking to Carolyn about this, and she said, I told her, I said, "This Gloria," and she said, "She wants a lot of stuff." And I said, I don't know, she wants pictures, she wants this, she wants that. And Carolyn said, "Well, maybe I should give her a call and tell her what you're dealing with." So last night at about 8 o'clock, Carolyn said, "Did you write your speech?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that too." So this is off the head here. So here we go. I'd like to thank Gloria and thank you. You were very helpful. It's been a long journey to get me to this point today. When Gerald Meek, the principal of Tulare School, high school, junior high at that time, wrote a letter to my father when I was in my second year of grade 8. You know, Frank, if we intervene now, we might be able to save him. I still have the letter. So I started in the fall of 1975 at the Prince County Vocational School, and I get on the bus at 7:20 in the morning. I get out. I'd be back home at 4:30 in the evening, and it was a lot of bus work, but that's what you have to do. In my first year at Holland College, I think was probably the better time because I got to take everything. But the first year we took welding, we took automotive, we took electrical, and that still is with me today. Just about every day is one part of that. That first year I went through the whole thing, and then the next year then they almost bid on me as a student, so I was accepted into all of the trades the next year. So then I decided I'd take welding because it was one less year in school, so that was good for me. I gotta let the cat out of the bag here at something else. I never got the time to thank my 2 instructors, would be Paul Painter and Blaine Taylor. They were my welding instructors, and they believed in me all the way. If it was not for them, I would not be here today. Because there was an incident in school that I probably would have been removed. I always stayed in the class a lot of the times at lunchtimes, at breaks and things like that, because I was always doing something, because I kind of had free run of it all. I could go, I'd do automotive, and then I'd be doing welding, because I done a lot of welding at home, and so it come very natural, so I could do my projects up quick, and then I could move on. So I thought it'd be a good idea. There was a massive grinder there that we used for doing coupons, so we weld up parts and then you grind them off. So I come to a good idea that if I took one of these big Layton's bags and I put it up in underneath, and I filled it with acetylene notch, and put twist tie up. So people would have to understand what happened. So anyway, they go back at break time, when break was over, you would understand. Guy walks up to the grinder and puts the thing on, and then there was this massive explosion. The dust come down from the ceilings. They come running down from the cafeteria. My 2 instructors were just coming in the door when this happened, and they just roared, "Stewart, now!" So anyway, there was quite a commotion. There was a principal, all that come down, and they said, "What happened?" And I said, "It must have been a torch leaking, I think." So Paul and Blaine stood up and said, "Well, I guess what happened, he was the one that saved the school. We shut it off." So they stood up for me, so it was great. They saved the day. But did I ever get a woman after? That was quite a time. Gloria in the college asked me what was my greatest accomplishments. And I worked at different mechanical work and things like that, doing automotive stuff and that. But then I started working with my brother because he needed a tractor trailer mechanic. And that was like, we used to weld truck frames, motors, all that kind of stuff. We would do that. He needed one of them. As I get into it, then I come to find out I had to have a license. They wanted me to do inspections and all that kind of stuff. So I said, well, I'll challenge the test, which was great. So I was the first one in PEI that got my bus and transport license as a licensed mechanic. And I passed that with an average of 98 and never opened the book. It was good. Me and school were good. My brother died suddenly in 1986, and I stepped up to run the construction business for that year. And then I bought the land and the buildings and stuff from my sister-in-law, Claudette, at the time. In 1989, H.F. Stewart was born. It sold stuff from South America to the Soviet Union at that time. And now it still has 20 employees there. In 1999, I built the first live bottom. In 2001, we started Trout River Industries. It was incorporated then. It has grown to be the largest builder of live bottom trailers in the world today with 110 employees in West Branch. And other things, I've been a firefighter for over 40 years. But my biggest accomplishment today in my life today was when I got Carolyn to say yes. None of this wouldn't have been possible without her standing next to me all the way. She raised 3 beautiful human beings, Sandy, Stephen, and Sarah. Sandy, Jackie, Stephen, and Megan, they own H.F. Stewart's today. Sarah and Devin, they live in Hammond's Plain. Devin is a pilot for Porter. I get the blame for that because I thought I could have plane someday, and Carolyn said I can't be a pilot, so. Sarah, she's not scared of anything except spiders. She manages buildings right now for the Canadian Coast Guard and Fisheries in Halifax. We have 8 beautiful grandchildren. And I'd like to thank my 3 sisters who are here today for everything they have done. No words could give it justice. When I was 3 years old, our mother died suddenly, having number 13. So my father, sisters, and brothers were the ones who got me here. I'd like to thank Margaret Wallace for teaching me math. She was an amazing math teacher. I'd like to thank Wayne Stewart, my cousin, for putting my name forward for this award. And I'd like to say this award is for my father, because today, if he was here with us today, he'd be 109. And it is a great honor to be a part of the Holland College Alumni. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Harvey. Kind of an inspiring story for sure. Our awardees, recipients all have certain different stories and different backgrounds, but similarities: strong families, ambition, brains, work habits, and a vision of what could be. So the idea that you have to come from a big city or a large place to have a great idea or have success locally, regionally, nationally, internationally, 3 recipients here today are proof positive that you can have a great idea and make work coming from PEI. So very inspiring stories, and it's a little too bad. The only unfortunate thing today, aside from some family members not being here, is that the breadth and depth of our students don't get the opportunity to hear what you have to say because they are inspiring. Just before we get to the event close, I'd like to say a few words about our foundation. We do have a board of governors here at the college, chaired by Penny Walsh-McGuire here today. And they are the people that are responsible for the policy and direction of the college. But we also have another board, the foundation board, chaired by Ken Scales and Joanne Campbell-Boulier is here today, and Gloria and her staff. And they're a board that often goes unnoticed for the work they do. Some of the work is a little bit easier to see. When we do renovations to buildings or new equipment, it's often the foundation that we turn to help us funding those. But in particular, the last 2 years, starting with a year ago, September, with the hurricane in the Bahamas, the foundation very quietly provides support to individual students. And without their support and input, there would be a lot of students here at Holland College who would not be succeeding, would not be finishing, would not be graduating. And those students come from not only all over PEI, all over the world. So the foundation, this is their opportunity to recognize previous graduates of the college, but the work that they do is indispensable to what we do here at the college, and many of our students are beneficiaries of that, but the whole college is really so. Thank you to Joanne and her staff and Ken for the work that they do that's often unnoticed and unsung. So now, typically what we would do, we would be giving these awards out in the midst of a dinner, and there'd be some music and dancing and some wine and cheese after. Unfortunately, we can't do that this year, but we're going to be able to roll out the red carpet for Vince and Don and Harvey anyway. We're going to do a little bit differently than we normally would. They're going to each go up to the culinary school after they leave here today's event and pick up a beautiful celebratory dinner that they can enjoy with their loved ones at home. So even though we couldn't do it down at the culinary, we're still going to make sure you get a great meal, a memorable meal out of this. So we hope that each of you feel honored and celebrated despite the unusual circumstances this year. And believe me, your stories would be uplifting any year, regardless of this year. So thanks again to all of you and to Joanne and her staff, and particularly to Premier King and his government. He's got lots on his plate, as we all know, lots on the TV. To take time out of his day to come here today is really appreciated. And if UPDI and ourselves have been successful this year, it's in large part the support we've had from the provincial government who's been with us every step of the way. So great thank you to Premier King and his staff. So on that note, we'll end today's festivities and we'll gather out in the front for a picture. So thank you all for coming again.